Welcome back to Learning to Manifest Part 2. In the last episode, the first episode, we learned the differences between the physical and the higher mind, and in this episode I'm going to explain more what the higher mind is and how you can learn to listen to that. This is my personal story I'm going to share with you guys, and I hope that will give a bit more clearance on what it really is. So, as you might know, I've been an astrologer for many years, and I have to be very honest, I was struggling a lot and I was trying to build my business and thought, okay, how do I do? It was always a sacrifice or suffer for finances and all these things, and I was really thinking, why do I not succeed? I was looking at astrology charts and things like that. Mentally I understood the whole concept, but of course 99% of our system is in the subconscious, so you will sabotage yourself if you do not learning to listen to other ideas than your physical mind. Your physical mind will not let you evolve because it will wants to keep you safe in your present identity. It serves some reasons, because if you stay in your identity, your personality, you have a structure, you have an ego. We need that, because otherwise we could not exist. But we have a desire to change that ego, right? But the ego, the physical mind, is afraid to change because it doesn't know what will come and what will happen. So here it comes to learn that the higher mind says, hey, we're going to upgrade your identity, we're going to upgrade your personality. You have to surrender, and then we can go to the next level. So for my story, at some point, like years ago, it was for me, I was at the breaking point. I got back to my engineering job. I was an engineer, and I was really like, damn, what I'm doing here in this job, this is not what I'm meant to be doing. I would like to help people with my insights. How come I cannot bring my uniqueness into the world? Do you resonate with you guys? You have a beautiful mission, but for some reason you are stuck with where you are. A job that you do not like, maybe a relationship pattern that comes back, maybe the finances that come back. No matter how hard you try, it comes back, right? And here are the sabotaging patterns I'm often picked up from the childhood. And so how do you get out of that? How do you release that limitation? It's by learning to trust your higher self. And your higher self is, I got at some point, so desperate that I took that job, and at that moment I saw I need to do something else, right? I need to break out, because otherwise what would I do here on this planet? And that brought me to some ayahuasca experience. I'm not saying that every person should do the ayahuasca experience, but it has helped me to break my ego structure in a way that helped me to let go the resistance of evolving and the sabotaging patterns I was facing again and again. And that helped me to an unfolding to where I am right now. And so at that point I learned to listen more to my higher self. And my higher self is that little voice that says, okay, let's do this. And your physical mind says, I don't know why this is not related to what you like. So I wanted to expand my businesses and coaching and all these things. And my higher self told me, buy a camping car, go traveling. And I was like, huh? How is this possible? So that has brought me to France, where I'm now already like 5 years. And that has brought me to beautiful learning lessons, relationships that I've entered, online courses that I feel inspired to do. It has led me to 3 amazing winters, skiing every day. And in that process, I was learning in all kind of manifesting programs how to shift my subconscious beliefs. So it has, by learning to follow up my highest excitement that was seemingly had nothing to do with building my business, I learned so many things about surrendering, releasing resistance, allowing rather than forcing. And all these things that has come to me as one of the biggest presents, the most beautiful unfolding I could ever have imagined. And here's the thing, how do you learn to listen to that higher guiding system? That higher guidance system is really, what do you feel like doing? You wake up and you say, oh, I feel excited about calling my friends. I feel excited about quitting this job. I'm done with that. It excites me to go somewhere else, to do something else. And then what you start to, if you go back, you start to think, right? You start to think, yeah, but how do I get the money? So this is the physical mind. He doesn't know how to get the money. But of course, your higher mind have thought about 1,000 things already, how you can create a new income. And maybe there's a better job awaiting for you. But if you do refuse the inspired ideas and you do not take action upon them, this is a very important thing. If you do not take action upon it, then the higher self doesn't see any reason anymore to give you inspired ideas, and you lose that inspired voice, so to speak. So the more you get excited about listen to that higher voice, the more higher excitement voice can come through you and say, okay, do this, do that, make this movie, upload this shoot, do that, do the meditation, go swimming, go biking, call this friend, do this. And that brings you to an unfolding. I'm already getting excited. That brings you to a path that create life circumstances. And the life circumstances that you are creating there leads to contrast. And that is a tricky thing, because let's say if you feel absolutely excited about quitting you with integrity, right? So it's not about only excited to think about it, but it's also at some point maybe you feel the excitement to really say, yeah, it's done. Now I feel excited about quitting. So that might lead you to, for example, nothing for some time, and then you realize, oh, my finances is getting out, or something happened which force you or feel inspired to do something which the ego is not always okay with. You know, I worked for in the energy sector. It's a Shell related company. I had amazing income, you know, at some point, and I felt I cannot stay here, so I quit that job. At some point I could not find another job that would really please me, so I became a postman. And a postman was absolutely nothing to do with what I really love to do, but but the life circumstances that were created like that has pretty much forced me to take that job for some time, which was not really my excitement, or it was my highest excitement, because of course otherwise I would not have food, right? So it was at that given moment, within the possibilities, my highest excitement to do it was a choice between not an income and have no food. And this job particularly has really helped me to learn to see how much emotionally attached I was to because I was feeling how much attached I was to a status of my engineering. I was attached to what I have achieved, and I was attached to my status. And through that life lesson, I learned to empower myself much more and say, guys, I don't care what you think. I lost a lot of friends during that path, you know, business friends and things like that, and just realized, wow, I've grown, I've matured so much about even, you know, no matter what kind of job I have, to be stable. So this is a very important life lesson, because it can really help you to build your own business as well, if your business doesn't give you some sort of status that your job might have given you. And so along that path, it brings to emotions, also negative emotions, that wants to be acknowledged and seeing where you hold limitations and wants to be released. And that is the unfolding of leveling up your natural self. So the more you can allow the path that comes to you by following up your highest excitement and remain in a positive state, the more you are getting the life circumstances that you want. I give you another example. Let's say you would like to go to a job interview, and you wake up and you feel excited about that job, and you go to the train station and you miss the train. Can you remain in a positive state, or getting negative? If you would go negative in that state, you might go home and cry and shit, I lost that opportunity. Possibly your higher self could say, I just want you to get the excitement to get to that train station in that given moment, not to bring him all the way to this particular job, but just make the synchronicities happen in such a way that he will be at that train station to meet someone. and maybe you could have met someone, an old friend at that train station. I'm recalling a real story that offers a particular job exactly the same as that one, but maybe 5 times under better circumstances. If he would have remained in a positive state, otherwise he could not have attracted positive news. So here's the thing: can you remain in a positive state while tuning in to while following up your highest excitement? That is the fastest way to learn the life lessons or bring you along the path of synchronicities that bring you to what you like to live. So if you do not get what you want, if you do not get what you want, then often something even better can show up. So if you do not get the client you want, are you still being able to remain in a positive state? Maybe the next day another client can come up for you that is even, more joyful to work with you than you could not have met. So the more you are attached to an outcome, the more disappointment can occur, right? So I wanted to bring this in because so often we are conditioned by the physical mind that wants to have a linear unfolding. And this is actually this much slower path. So you can see the reality as just a television screen. So if you are right now listening to the classic radio and you want to listen to, let's say you want to listen to rock, and you have the old station, right? You go through other stations in order to get to the station where you like to listen to. So if you want to go from frequency 100 to 110, you go to different frequencies to get there, right? You dial. And within that phase, there is some there's some noise, there's nothing, or stations that you do not enjoy or something. But in that shifting transition, there's the life lessons to be learned to get there. So if you can remain in a positive state, knowing that you're going to the rock station, that you are getting there, trusting the higher self, that compass, same like you're listening to a GPS system that brings you along that path. So I hope this is a bit of clearance. If you have never really listened to your inner excitement voice, your highest excitement, what brings you energy, the path of least resistance, I encourage you just to learn to get excited about the idea of getting excited. Alright guys, I hope this helps. In the next episode we're going to talk a little bit more about manifesting. If you like these movies, please subscribe and follow me so you get new updates, and wishing you guys a wonderful day.